Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are well. Welcome to the oNiD Sim Hound LMU GT3 Festival. And of course, it's me, the boss man, Johnny Ashley. And again, I'm being beautifully joined by Mr. Ben Meyer.
Yes, good evening. Well, good to be back and here for another week of GT3 action here at the GT3 Festival. Plenty of cars on the grid, and it's always fun around Monza to see these cars working through one of the fastest circuits they get to race on. So looking forward to seeing what these guys can pull out of the bag this evening.
Yeah, and like you said, we are at Monza, and we are at the fastest version of Monza as well, the Curva Grande version. Misses the first chicane and heads straight through Curva Grande and into the second chicane, which becomes basically your turn 2 and 3. So, looking forward to that one. We are in qualifying. These guys have had a good practice session. As you can see from our nice new widgets, we have track and air temperatures that you can see. So you can see the track temperature is 20 degrees for these guys, with a nice air temperature of 16 degrees. It is early in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, so they'll be working hard to get their tyres ready for their qualifying laps, won't they?
They will indeed, and it's going to be very difficult to keep temperature in the tyres and brakes without that first chicane. They're going to be running right round the whole of Curva Grande, coming to what would normally be the second chicane on the usual layout, and the brakes are going to be ice cold. The tyres aren't going to have much temperature in them, but they are really going to feel the lack of braking force.
Absolutely, they will. As we see Tyler going around and setting his first lap, and he's obviously first one round, so he will be purple sectored so far. As I'm just changing the stream title because I'm an idiot.
And Tyler, of course, has picked one of the spiciest cars. He's gone out in the Porsche 911. It's definitely going to be a handful around here. He was saying in chat earlier that he's dropping a lot of wing off that car to try and give it as much straight line as possible, which going to make it very fun through Ascari, I imagine.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, there you
just
go.
like that.
You've
That was pathetic, wasn't it?
That was the biggest commentator's curse I think I've ever seen.
Am I a witch? Have I unlocked magic?
Absolutely killed Tyler through there. He will not be thanking you for that, I can tell you. He will not be thanking you. So that would be the put end to his lap. We're going to have a look at yesterday's GT3 class winner in the Bahrain Endurance, Atul Baskar, beating Christian Kaisig in the race yesterday. And yeah, he's put in a 141.9 to go up to second. And well done, Atul. That was a great effort yesterday. Beating Christian is no mean feat.
No, not at all. And he's pushing very hard. He really likes this GT3 McLaren. It seems to be his go-to car, and for the GT3 Festival, he's definitely sticking with it.
Yeah.
Takes a fair amount of curb through the second chicane. Doesn't upset the car too much.
No,
It's the first chicane now, isn't it? I'm going to do that over and over.
Is the first chicane, and you can see that sector 1 was purple for Baskar, as Malvoni goes to the top of the leaderboard with a 141.186. I was talking to Dave Wood earlier in the chat, and he was saying he was putting it in the 140s on qualifying pace. So let's see how quick these guys go.
He's not far off. A little bit of counter steer out of the second Lesmo there. You see what people take what I think of as the touring car line, getting right across that inner curb on Lesmo number 2. You can gain time if you've got a car nimble enough to rotate through it, but it can really upset the car if it's not that fond of curbs. So, I think the Mustangs will have a good run through there. But,
yeah, absolutely. That Mustang will eat all that curb.
Yeah. Ferrari, possibly not as much. Corvette, definitely not.
But I think Baskar actually did invalidate that lap, so I saw no sector 2 time come up. So yeah, he stays where he is. He is at 5th position at the minute. We'll go and pick up on who else is out? Who picked up? Nick Manders just starting his lap. He's done a 41.060 and has done a very good lap in that Ferrari. He does love a Ferrari, doesn't he?
We've got a lot of people who fell for this Ferrari back in the ACC days of 2 months ago. But,
way back when.
Yeah, back in the before times.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a lot of curb though. Upset the car, sent it out into the other side of the track on the first chicane. Struggling to recapture it from there.
Yeah, as we do see, Malvoni's just gone into the 40s, 40.886. So Scrubby's really going to have to push this Ferrari to get inside that top 5. And the Ferrari's a bit of an odd one. I really like the Ferrari in ACC. It felt really kind of grounded, and you could really drive it without much thinking about driving it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But in this certainly in this game, that it does drive completely different, completely different, and it's good to see that people are trying new cars or old cars, but new versions of them, and really getting on board with them. As you see, Nick Manders then comes around the. I still call it the Parabolica. I know it's not, but it is to me. As he comes around, he comes across the line, and he's going to go up into 10th, so top 10 for Nick Manders.
He's not that far off either. So just over a second off the top time now. As Aidan Carter puts in another very much into the 140s there.
Yeah, Aidan Carter in that Corvette has just put a 40.730 and has bumped Dave Wood. Well, Dave Wood just popped up to second and dropped Malvoni down into third. So yeah, Corvette's surprisingly strong. Ben, we've tried the Corvette. We wanted to love the Corvette.
Yeah.
We both can't drive the Corvette. We're not very quick.
No, it's very nimble, is the best way I can think of it. There's pace there. You need to be very on top of it, and I do not have that level of skill to cope with its quirks.
No, absolutely. I'm the same. Give me something big and heavy like the Mustang or the BMW, and I seem to be all right. But Aiden's actually going quicker. Purple middle sector, 2/10 up on these middle sectors. So Aiden will be looking to close that gap and even get into the low 140s and really make a strong contendership for winning the race today. But Dave Wood's only a little bit behind, and so's Malvoni as well. Just a tenth between covers all of the top three. Let's say hello to people in chat quickly. We've got Vest, thank you for subscribing, dude. 45 months. God, I thought I'd have got rid of you by now. But thank you as always, Vesty. As Aiden does go slightly quicker with a 40.6. We've got Valor in the chat. Hi, Valor. Lucky 8 Racing. Hello. Matt Holman. Hey, dude. And Ben saying he's gutted he's missing this one. Yeah,
Don't blame him.
yeah, I wanted to stream snipe you because I'm still getting my revenge for Le Mans. So, yeah, I'm gutted you're not here as well.
It's not like you to hold a grudge. Good grief.
Ask Andy Hearn. I'm still holding a grudge from 3 years ago at Silverstone.
I've got to say, Aiden looks very calm in the Corvette there. I've watched him and Malvoni across a couple of laps. Malvoni's having to really fight the car to wring that speed out of it. Aiden's looking a lot more composed. Whatever he's done with his setup, it's definitely working for him.
Yeah, Aiden has this knack of being able to, as Malvone actually goes top of the leaderboard at 140.483. That's going to put some pressure on Aiden as well. Aiden has a knack of being able to drive the cars that not many people like, and he drives them well. And he finds speed out of cars that, the mere mortal can't. So he does do a great job. And yes, Valo, it was super quick last night in the hypercars as well. So just under 5 minutes then left of this session. We see Aiden then in second, looking to improve, comes out of the parabolica, then down towards the line. Short run to the line, really, as he crosses the line. 40.298. Wow, Aiden Carter. That is a response. That is a massive response. Let's go and have a look at Matt Townsend, currently down his lap, but looking to improve in the McLaren, currently sitting in fourth, and we'll start this lap off. They've got probably, 2 or 3 more laps, I would say. So Matt will be looking to make a big improvement. We'll go down further because we've got 24 drivers this evening. The bank holiday Monday slump has hit a few drivers, and they've all decided that they can't be bothered, and I don't blame them. I really, I pulled myself off the sofa to come and do this. I was like,
100%. I got chucked off the sofa so the missus can play Sea of Thieves. So I was always going to end up here.
Yeah, I think I probably would have done as well. At some point, I'd probably end up here, whether it was commentating or doing some racing myself. But we'll go further down the grid. We've got Dean Smith propping up the table at the minute in 24th. But for once, Dean has selected what I would say a sensible car. And he's getting better and better at LMU. And Dean has, in fact, got a top 10 to his name in LMU. We were racing, and we saw it firsthand, didn't we?
Yeah, it was. We were moderately stunned, but fair play to him. It was a great performance from Dean. So it's, I believe, wasn't it this circuit as well?
It may have been, yeah. So Dean doing a fantastic job, getting better and better, and has been one of them people that doesn't miss many events. In oNiD, so great to see him doing well. John Cotty, another one, doing a great job in that BMW, slowly getting quicker each week. And these guys are utilising the Sim Hound Academy as well to learn from Dave Wood, following his track maps and guides, and the sessions on a Tuesday where he will happily sit in a server with them and give them pointers. So another driver that's coming up. Andy Hearn is currently in 20th in that Mustang. I think we need to tag Andy out, and he needs to come do some commentating, and I need to drive that for him, I think.
I'm not sure he'd appreciate that, if we're honest. But,
But yeah, he's down in 20th. Alan Axon has just moved up into 7th. So that's good. Axon's been fairly decent, hasn't he? Over the last few weeks, and his teammate Anton Temenga struggling a bit today, down in 12th. But these two guys have had a string of. Oh, Alan definitely has had a string of good results, and Temenga has been a bit unlucky and got caught out with the weather, didn't he, last week?
Yeah, there were a few people getting running afoul of the conditions last week. But yeah, both these guys starting to find their feet in LMU. They're quick generally, but starting to get to grips with the way the racing works and the little quirks that every sim has. So it's just kind of pushing onwards at the moment, but Axon definitely looking racy. Just about a second off the fastest lap, but once the race starts, that's going to be very much in racing territory.
Absolutely, and Axon then is 3/10 up in that first sector, heading down towards. I can't remember the corner name.
Ascari?
There you go. I said that without even thinking about it. Yeah, it's going to go for Ascari. He is currently down though, half a second down in that middle sector. A lot to make up then, so that might be. He'll probably get across the line for one more. And give it a good push to try and get inside that top 5. But top 5 so far then, Aiden Carter with a 140.298. Andrea Malvoni then is only just less than 2 tenths back. You can see not improving on this lap so far. So at the minute it is a Corvette 1-2. Dave Wood then down in 3rd place, and Dave looks like he's been through the walls in that Ferrari. Did it just
How
me
has
or
he
the?
managed to put that many dents in it this quickly?
I have no idea. It's only a Dave. That's a Dave Wood thing, isn't it? That is so dented. But he's currently sitting in 3rd. Petty Jelinek is gradually getting better and better at LMU, much to my annoyance slash. I'm pleased for him really, but yeah, he's getting really quick. 4th place for Petter at the minute as he just dips a wheel into the first Lesmo gravel, and then nearly does the same in the second Lesmo. Heads his way down towards Ascari. Currently up at the minute, so we'll keep an eye on him. Atul Baskar then in 5th. Currently not improving on his lap, but 5th position. And you'll be pleased to know that when LMU is actually going to bring out the driver swaps in June the 10th, is it, Ben? I think I'm right in saying. And driver swaps are coming, more team events we're going to have. Atul
Yeah.
Baskar would be joining the oNiD team, so he accepted in the week. So
Excellent.
that's really good for oNiD and for Atul to be part of the team as well. Nazarian in 10th. He'd been quiet today. And the one person that we thought that might just turn up and stick it on pole hasn't done, but Alfie Bevan is in the pits and is settled for 9th. So that is the end of qualifying. We have got some people still out on track then. Andrea Malvoni then is just up he's got to put the green sector into sector 1 and slightly slower in sector 2. Now, can he make much difference going through Ascari and the Parabolica down this long straight to challenge for pole position? But it looks like it will be, whatever way around, it's going to be a Corvette 1-2 as he comes then down towards the Parabolica. It's very vital to get the slingshot, isn't it, onto the straight?
Absolutely. Just being slightly offline or slightly to one side or the other will compromise your speed coming out of the corner.
Malvoni then's going to cross the line.
Oh,
So close. Did a purple last sector and did a 40.325, just 200ths off of Aiden Carter. That's a really, really unlucky effort. And a really good effort from both of them to put the Corvettes up there, isn't it, really?
absolutely. That's less than the length of the bonnet. It's but yeah, Corvette 1-2. I don't think anyone would have predicted that going into this one.
No, as you see, Aiden Carter and Andrea Malvoni. Corvette 1-2 is your front row. Then Dave Wood, Petty Jelinek, 3rd and 4th. And then we go on to row 3. Row 3 is going to be Atul Baskar in 5th position and Matt Townsend in 6th. Row 4 then, Dan Tomlinson qualifying from him and Alan Axon in 8th. Row 5 is Nick Manders squeezing inside that top 10. Alfie Bevan doing so as well. Row 6 is Hosvet Nazarian and Angela Scotty. Good qualifying from her. She'll always good in the race. Tyler Hammer then is 13th, and Anton Tomenga struggling at this track. He's down in 14th. Row 8, Tim Bob. Another good qualifying from Tim, and Zach Silver alongside in that all McLaren row. Row 9 then, Charlie Morgan and Frank Vevick in the all Aston Martin 9th row. And then row 10, we have Stefan Reinhardt and Daniel Benz in 19th and 20th. Row 11, we've got Andy Hearn and John Cotty. And then the final row, we do have Olof Bidet in 23rd in the Aston Martin and Dean Smith in 24th.
And there's a big old grid of GT3 cars forming up at the moment. It's going to be a very good run down through Curva Grande towards that first chicane.
And this is what's going to be interesting, because it's not like you've got a short run to a corner and you can, if I'm alongside the person, I want to stick out the next corner. You've got that big sweeping Curva Grande, and then you've got to carry as much speed as you can, keep in a position, and then brake it really heavily for what would be the second chicane, as most people would know it on the GP circuit. You've got 24 roaring GT3s going down there at full pace. They will be full chat by the time they get to that chicane. So it's going to be a really interesting start. So we'll keep an eye on everything that is going on as these creep round for the short formation lap. Hopefully the new update will bring a full formation lap, which will be quite nice. But short formation lap for these guys. Aidan Carter leading the way from Andrea Malvoni, waiting for that green flag. As you can hear the roar of all the cars come round the Parabolica down into this shortish straight to the line, waiting for the green flag then. As Aidan Carter, Malvoni, Wood, Jelinek. And there is the green flag, and Aidan makes a fantastic start already and he's pulled out probably 2 car lengths from Andrea Malvoni. As we see behind, that's Atul Bhaskar having a look at Dave Wood, I believe, early doors as well, as they all clamber down the straight and looking ahead down to Curva Grande. See, there's the first chicane that would have been. They are full chat as Aidan Carter leads the way from Andrea Malvoni. Atul Bhaskar it looks to have got the inside of Dave Wood. I think he's got that done. And then we have Petr Jelinek, who's moved his way up into third as well, as they come down then to the first big braking zone. And Petr Jelinek's having a look up the inside of Andrea Malvoni, and I think he might have got that done. He has. That is a great move for Petr Jelinek up into second position.
That was some confidence shown by Petr. Cold brake, the brakes would have been ice cold going to that corner. You're braking about 50 metres further up than you normally do at full racing pelts, but he gets the move done on the inside, and he's now chasing off after Aidan Carter.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from Petr, and it looks like Malvoni's been shuffled back down to third. Dave Wood managed to get past Atul Bhaskar again, so that's dropped Atul down to 5th position. Townsend 6th, Tomlinson 7th. Scrubs moved up to 8th with Alfie Bevan as well. And we have got a yellow flag for Matt Townsend. Let's go and see if I can pick that up. Looks like it's coming up to Ascari. Let's see what happened under braking. Oh, a bit of a collision there. Dan Tomlinson, maybe? And it's left poor old Matt Townsend right at the back as he's going to wait for everybody to go past. And then I probably wouldn't have spun it that way, me old beauty, but okay.
He's a long way off there as well. That's going to be a big old amount of time he's going to have to make up. He'll have the chance to do it because the cars will still be clustering as they come on to these first couple of laps. They're all in the midst of a pack at the moment, so it's going to be a good opportunity.
Oh, I was just see Dave Wood. You just see that in the background. He is off and in the wall hard. And another car behind him as well. I think that was Scrub.
That's Manders.
Oh, that's 2 big hits going through Curva Grande. That will be cold-ish tyres trying to push too hard. We'll have a look at what happened to Scrub. Whether Scrub got put there, that's Alfie Bevan. Oh, I don't know. Did he just... That's a big hit. That's a really big hit.
Scrub missing his... Oh. Genie Max. Scrub missing his wing. The car is not wanting to go in a straight line.
Yeah. And then Matt in chat has just said, in chat, Scrub said it was dirty air. He's basically ran out of talent. But that rear wing, that's a badly damaged car. And fair play, it's crabbing. Oh, and then, that's not going to help.
No.
I think that was Bidet, I think, maybe coming round. Is absolutely... Or it might have been Frank the Tank, actually. I think it was.
It was. Yeah.
Oh,
And
dear.
Dave Woods crabbing back to the pits up ahead as well.
Yeah, and I just heard another crash. There's Dave. But this is what happens in LMU, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is not like ACC. The damage is real in these, and you have to. There's no return to garage. You have to get it back to the pits if you want to continue. And there's still an option. Depending on how much the damage they've got, how much they can fuel save. They might be able to go on top of the tank, up that damage fixed, and just do gain some points from it. But we'll have to wait and see. While all that's been going on, we have actually got Malvoni's moved back up to second position in front of Petty Jelinek and is chasing down Aiden Carter. So that gap was 1.4 seconds last time around, and now it's 7/6 of a second. So really,
yeah, Malvoni is right taking that Corvette by the absolute scruff of the neck and fighting it through corners.
Absolutely
not quite there yet, but he's definitely closing down in the braking zones.
Yeah, and the problem for Dave Wood has meant Atul Bhaskar has moved up into fourth position. Alfie Bevan already in fifth, by the way. Qualified, 11th? 10th? I think it was 10th. He qualified 10th, and now he's already up to fifth. As you can see, there is Scrub just in the foreground of your picture. Absolutely limping it back. That was a big crash. And unfortunately, that's what happens. Bit of dirty air. And away goes the car. It took all the air off the rear of the car in Curva Grande. That's not easy to handle.
Someone just absolutely smashed up the back of Scrub.
I think that might have been Timbo. It's just popped up on my yellow flag indicator. Oh, it was. Oh, and there's a wheel off and everything. And oh dear, that's big damage for Tim.
Yeah, he's in the right place for it. He's lost the rear wing. He's lost the front left. At least nearly at the pits.
Here we go. This is on board from the nose. Oh, Scrub's trying to do his best to get off the racing line. He's not even on the racing line, really.
No.
And as you can see, the wheel of Tim Bob's car has gone further than he has. As he's about to pass it there.
Oh, God. Yeah. That was agony. He's made it back in at least, so he'll be able to get repaired and get going again. But I think he'll feel slightly embarrassed after that one.
Yeah, and it's easy to do, isn't it? You follow in another car, it moves out, you don't see the stationary car. It can happen. Things happen so quickly, and unfortunately for Tim, his wheel absolutely got yeeted out from underneath his car. Battle here for Alan Axon against Hosvet Nazarian. Really battling hard, these guys. Scrub's still producing yellow flags, so God knows where he is on the track.
He's just coming round Parabolica. He's nearly at the pits. How he has managed to get the car this far is beyond me.
He's done a good job. Apparently Tim was looking at his mirror and stuff.
Oh.
We've got Matt Goslow, who is our pit lane reporter, our very own Ted Kravitz, just popping in the chat.
Okay. I've just looked at Scrub's onboard. He's having to have the wheel completely 180 degrees to normal to go in a straight line.
Oh, dearie me. Poor old Scrub. Battle for the lead. Malvone is caught up Aiden Carter. Watch out for that dirty air. It's caught a couple of drivers out. But Malvone then probing, looking for a place to get past Aiden Carter. And not going to do it into the first chicane. But can get a better run. We'll have a look at Ascari on sure of it, or can't get enough close enough into Ascari. We'll be looking at Parabolica, but Malvoni has some real pace. Got a little bit squirrely there, and has actually lost half a second.
Yeah, Aiden's definitely looking more composed across the curbs than Malvoni's Corvette. I think there's a very aggressive setup on that number 2 car, and he's having to fight it in a big way to try and make time up in the dirty air.
It looks to me
But
that maybe there might be a wing difference. I wonder if Malvoni's
yeah,
got less wing and mad speed on the straights, but actually he's really struggling in the corners, whereas Aiden's very smooth. That just a touch more wing is, compromises his straight line speed, but actually in the corners can just drive away.
yeah, he's not having to fight the car anywhere near as much as Malvoni is. But that bit of slipstream, if Malvoni can right under the wing of that lead Corvette now, that will pick up and he'll be able to swoop past through Curva Grande.
Yeah,
it can be done.
Let's keep an eye on that gap actually, and we'll get the 1-to-1 battle up, and you'll see that gap slowly coming down as they make their way down towards Curva Grande. Not as close as it was the last lap, but I think maybe the dirty air played out for Malvoni a little bit as well. Made it a little bit loose, but yeah, again, really close. Just a couple of tenths in it now, under braking. Malvoni's not going to get it done there, but better over the curbs this time.
Yep, gets a much better exit out of the chicane. Can you try and set something up through the Lesmos?
I think it's just you just see the back end just trying to rotate. Just doing a bit more. Aiden's looks a little bit more planted. Malvoni's looks very, very wants to get away from him, and he's doing a great job of keeping it in line. But the gap is certainly closer than it was last lap. 4 tenths, that'll come down right down to 3 tenths, I would think, before Ascari. Under braking, and you just see under braking the squirrely rear end of that Corvette as they go through Ascari, and this is going to be close. There is a yellow flag. I'll keep an eye on that. I'll see if I can work out. I think it still might be Scrub. I hope Scrub's not had another incident.
No, he's still in the pit.
Flashed up a yellow flag and then Scrub's name, so I was wondering whether he'd come out of the pits and just binned it again. Poor Scrub. Not had the best luck on Mondays or on Sundays for or in LMU, to be honest. I think he's had more crashes than Max Farrell at this point. But this gap, I love these cameras at Monza, like you're in the crowd.
Yeah, it's a great shot there. And that is looking very, very close.
That is closer this time around. Malvoni still
3 tenths, 2 tenths.
He could have a dive. He's going to have a look. Not this time. But if he can keep another clean lap and still get a little bit closer and closer each time, I think that'll be the move. I think it'll be the first chicane where we see a move. But Aiden is fantastic defender, fantastic racer. So they will know exactly where they need to put the car to stop that move from happening. And they're pulling away as well. They're still pulling away from Petr. 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Malvoni's going to need all of that overspeed from the slipstream down the main straight to try and get a pass effected. It's just not quite there at the moment. He's taking very aggressive lines through the turn. He's using that touring car line I mentioned over out of the Lesmos. He's avoiding the proper bumpy curves through Ascari, just doing everything he can to keep it tucked behind Aiden without upsetting the car's balance.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, Malvoni has actually got the quickest lap of the race as well. 4 tenths quicker than any lap that Aiden's done. So, as Aiden goes really wide through Parabolica, and that will help Malvoni massively. You see, as they cross the line, that's 3 tenths, and that in the slipstream, a bit less wing. That's going to come right down. I wonder where he'll go, outside or inside for Curva Grande, Ben.
Got to be inside. If you try and follow the outside, it's just not going to work. But Aiden picks for him. He's planted his car in the middle of the track. So you're not going either side. You're not coming past.
Close enough for a dive, though, into the first chicane. Not this time around.
Whoa, that was very close.
But that might have been the opportunity. Aiden making that slight mistake at Parabolica might have been the opportunity that Malvoni needed. But they're still really close. This is down to 3 tenths. This is the closest it has been through the Lesmos. And with the straight line speed of Malvoni's Corvette, I think maybe is there going to be an opportunity into Ascari?
It's doable. He'll need to be very far alongside to make it work, and Aiden knows exactly where the car needs to be. I'm watching from his rear wing at the moment, and you can just see that second Corvette looming closer and closer. There's so many chances he could have, but it's just getting there at the right time and catching Aiden off guard, and you're going to have to get up very early in the day to do that.
It looks like we have our first DNF. I think Scrubber has called it a day. Damaged too much on that Ferrari. So that is the end of the day for Nick Manders, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't entirely blame him on that. He got absolutely battered.
Yes, I agree. 4/10 then, slightly further away as they cross the line this time around. Will delay when Malvoni catches Carter, so I would expect Aiden will still park it in the middle of Curva Grande. But don't want to hinder your line through there. As you see, Malvoni 3/10 getting closer and closer. Probably not going to have enough this time around. No, not this time around. Really close though. Really close.
How long is Malvoni's patience going to last before he starts getting the elbows out?
Yes.
The temptation's going to be there to start getting a bit of a door bang on the way through.
Absolutely. We've got on board with Dan Tomlinson, who's been having a battle with Alfie Bevan and Atul Bhaskar. Half a second, Dan Tomlinson is behind Alfie. Alfie doing a solid race, started 5th position and has worked his way forward, being chased down by Dan Tomlinson. Let's go and have a little bit further back. Scotty is in a battle with Tyler Hammer. Tyler in that Porsche. Got a few dents on it already, but Scotty doing a fantastic job of trying to get into the top 10. Actually qualified 12th, so has made a position up already, and will be looking to make a few more before the day is out. And we've got a battle as well. Charlie Morgan down in 15th, battling with Stefan Reinhardt in that Corvette. Charlie doing a great job in the Aston Martin down in 15th. And actually Matt Townsend's made a fantastic recovery from dead last after that spin at Ascari. Is now worked his way up to 16th position.
Does indeed, and he's not far off P50 either. He's right on the tail of Charlie Morgan and Stefan Reinhardt. And Charlie Morgan, the rear of Charlie Morgan's Aston looks like it's had a few little contacts already.
Yeah. Looks, they're all in a line. I bet there's been a bit of bumping and banging. We saw it last week, didn't we? A bit of bumping and banging between Charlie Morgan and Anton Temenga. Who and Charlie's not scared, not shy, is Charlie Morgan, but he's going to have a look here. Nose up the inside already, and is not give Reinhardt a chance to actually recover, and has got that move done before
very nicely done. Just put his car on the inside, said, right, I'm here. Where do you want to go?
Absolutely. Job done. Charlie then up into 14th position. That gap between Malvoni and Carter is about the same, although seems a lot closer in Ascari this time around. Later on the brakes, but seems to compromise that exit.
Yeah, Aiden got a long way over the inside curve at the exit for Ascari. The car went a little bit sideways, and that's letting Malvoni get a good run up towards Parabolica.
Yeah, as they go through Parabolica, 2.5 tenths between them then. Can Malvoni get a better drive out of the Parabolica and have a look then going up to Curva Grande? This is close. This is the closest it's been, I think.
Aiden go defensive very early there. 2 tenths between them. This could be the run. If Andrea's got the confidence to go to the outside, he's going to have the overspeed.
That's going to be very brave around the outside, I don't think. But could get the switch back to try and get it done into the first chicane. Very close. Aiden goes very defensive. Malvoni then to the outside. He's going to have the inside for the next corner and has got that done. What a move.
Great move.
That was an absolute blinding move. Just hung it round the outside, stayed alongside, knew he had the inside for the second part of the chicane. Job done.
I've got it. This is one of the things I like about LNU. You can get a little bit of a door bang on the go without it destroying the car completely. There was just a little bit of a side rub there, but it was a fair move. It was on.
Yeah, and
We
Aiden
got it through.
left racing room, so that was always going to be the case. A little bit of a door rub, but Aiden won't have given up either. So this battle will go on. I don't think. Remember, we've got a pit stop to take in this as well, so there is going to be pit stops to consider. And having a gap of only 1 or 2 seconds is huge in terms of where you come out, because if you take a little bit more virtual energy, a little bit more fuel, a bit of damage to fix, it will massively hinder you. So that gap you could either increase and that gap could be 10 seconds when you come out of the pits compared to your nearest driver, or it could be I've lost 5 seconds and now I'm going to have to get fined 2 or 3 seconds after the pits. So pit stops are unlike ACC where they were stuck to I'm changing my tyres, so there's going to be 30 seconds, flat 30 seconds. If you take 1 tyre or 2 tyre, you're going to have difference in how long you're in the pits, and it makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You're constantly readjusting what you think you can get away with in the pits as you go through the race. It's like, do I take 5% energy? Do I take 10%? Do I drop it down a little bit? Do I add a couple of tyres in just to help with the front end or to help with the acceleration? There's so many factors and so many choices you can make on it. And every single one of them can come back to either help or hinder you.
Absolutely, as we just saw Scotty make her way up into the top 10, passing Tyler Hammer quite nice and simply through Curva Grande. The power of that Mustang in a straight line helped Scotty get that move done, and Tyler then shuffles down to 11th position. This battle with Charlie Morgan still going on. Reinhard has lost a couple of places, as you can see, but Charlie's up to still in 14th, chasing down Zach Silver now. Matt Townsend behind and Stefan Reinhardt behind them as well. So Charlie doing a really solid job in that Aston Martin.
Absolutely. It's a good little fight forming for 7th place as well. Anton Temenga just behind Alan Axon, who's right on the tail of Hovsep Nazarian. There's still plenty of fights up and down the field.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see, Axon then in that GR Racing Ferrari 296, chasing down Nazarian and bringing his teammate Anton Temenga along for the ride. So these guys really battling hard, and they will want to try and jump Nazarian and work together then to bring the rest of the field in. I think we've just missed a pass as well. Atul Bhaskar, I think Petr Jelinek is off. He is. Let's see what happened to Petr from 3rd position. Looks like Bhaskar. Oh dear. I think Bhaskar just didn't give him enough room, and that's a big hit for Petr as well. That's a huge hit.
There are no small incidents at Curva Grande. The speeds are so high, and as soon as the control's gone, you're hitting one barrier or the other. There's no margin there. Oh, that was different from the front of the car. Just trying to be a submarine there.
Yeah, you see, we're back live, and Petr Jelinek's got serious damage on that Ferrari, trying his best to stay out the way. And I think that's Temenga having a look at Nazarian, and Temenga has already got past his teammate Alan Axon, and now having a look at Nazarian, using Petr Jelinek as the kind of, I'm going to use you as a tool to make my overtake, and Temenga moves up to 7th.
Absolutely, and Angela Scotty about to take P9 off of Jelinek as they go through. It's a little bit into the race. You could probably get away with taking your full pit stop now.
Yes.
That's got to be on Petr's mind. Get the pit stop done, try for the undercut, get the repairs, get the fuel, get any tyres you want, go to the end.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Petr's doing. If we actually go on board with Petr, I think, yeah, there you go. Petr is in the pits. Get that replaced. Get all that damage fixed. Take the VE. Full tank. go and finish the race and make the best of what you've got left of your race and try and get as many points as you can. So yeah, it's unlucky. I think it was probably just a little bit of an early turn in for Bascar that's meant that Petr Jelinek run out of room on the inside of Curva Grande. It's probably one of them things that happens, unfortunately.
Absolutely, it's the fastest part of the track, and to be honest, from what I've seen looking at them, the McLaren's looking a little bit understeery, so it might have been an attempt to mitigate that then went horribly wrong for both of them.
Yeah.
But, either way, Affle, mind you, not so horribly wrong for Affle. He's up in P3.
Yeah, I'm sure the stewards might have a look at that though before the week is out.
Absolutely, that's why they do enjoy it so much.
Yeah. They feed off it. Alfie Bevan has moved his way up to is staying steadfast in 5th. Dan Tomlinson looks to have got past him into 4th, so Alfie will be looking to get that position back. Temenga is still having that fantastic battle with Nazarian for 6th position. Temenga slowly coming back through the field. Didn't have the best of qualifying, but has done a good job getting past his teammate as well, and using that Mustang power on the Monza straights to really force the issue. And I think he's probably about to do the same here on Nazarian if he can get close enough to that Ferrari.
Just having a quick look through what virtual energy people are running. The person with the most virtual energy at the moment in the top 5 is Aidan Carter. Got about 1% more than Maloney in front. It's not really a massive amount, but it could give you enough to go a little bit extra, time your pit stop slightly differently.
Yeah, 1% of VE might be enough to save you a second over the cycle in the second half of the race. So you just have to wait and see. But Aiden's dropped down to 8 tenths behind Malvoni, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Virtual energy does play a big part. They will all have to stop at some point. And I'm sure that Petr was stopped. He's still stopped. He's been stopped for over nearly 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That's big damage on that Ferrari.
Yeah. Just catching up a little bit on the chat. Scrub has been in there. Came in for his repair, and as soon as they started repairing, the red light lit up on his engine. So that put him out of it, unfortunately.
That'll be the end of that then.
He does say it was Dave's fault for screaming like a little girl when he lost it into the gravel and distracting him, though. That caused his crash. So
well, if he has been distracting in public voice channel, you can report him to a member of the management team, and we will deal with him appropriately.
Absolutely. Please make sure you recorded it, especially if he did scream like a little girl.
It will be the new sound clip. As Temenga looks to go side by side with Nazarian through Curva Grande, and I think the Mustang Power is going to get that done. A little bit of a door bang. Nothing wrong with that. He's going to cover the middle of the track. Nazarian's going to have a look up the inside. That would be very brave in there. Not this time around. And
a big flick through the second part of the chicane from Temenga there to get the Mustang turned in. He definitely was aggressive with the corner there, but gets the move done.
Yeah, Temenga up into 6th position. He's 11 seconds behind the top 5, but I'm sure we'll start making inroads on that, and we have got pit stops to go. So we have had a few pit stops already. Andy Hearn has... it doesn't look like Andy's pitted, but he's in 17th at the minute. But Reinhardt is just coming out. He was stopped for 27 seconds. He's made his stop in that Corvette. Baday's made his stop, 10-second stop for Baday in 20th. And obviously Dave Wood, Petr Jelinek, Tim Bob all had to make stops due to big damage early on in the race. We'll go to Alan Axon now, who's like his teammate Anton Temenga, he's going to have a look at trying to take the position away from Nazarian.
Yeah, he's tucking in. It's Ferrari on Ferrari action. He's not quite close enough to pick up the slipstream in a big way there. Well, be giving him a little bit of help, but you need to be within that 4 to 3 tenths range behind the car in front to really get that overspeed through Curva Grande.
Yeah, it looks like Nazarian's managed to pick up the slipstream from Temenga and actually pull away from Axon as well.
Yeah, he's getting just enough from the hole being punched in the air by that Mustang to keep him within fighting range with Temenga, but help him pull a little bit of a gap. And just looking to see, Scotty is starting to close up inch by inch on the back of these guys.
Yeah, this is the closest battle on track, is Nazarian on Temenga. 7 tenths, 8 tenths between them. And this midfield battle is where it's at the minute, with pit stops still very much. Do you think we've seen some people go in the pits? What would your strategy be? Just fill the car full of VE at the start and go as long as possible and pit as late as possible?
Yeah, 100%. Run it down to as close as you can. You get a lap counter at the top right. You use that to figure out exactly how many laps you need to get in. Give yourself a little bit of a margin, and that will save you time in the pits. But if you've had incidents, getting an early pit stop, getting it all done and out of the way, the undercut works, especially around here. When you have that clear air and you've got and you're able to just get your foot down, it will come back to help you, because other people will inevitably run afoul of issues in their pit stops.
We've had a couple of issues on track. Andy Hearn had a brief yellow flag, so let's go and see what happened to Andy in the Mustang just a few minutes ago. Under braking, just saw the wheels lock up and it shoot to one side, and yeah, unfortunately for Andy, he lost it. That's going into the first chicane. We also had Dave Wood losing it as well through Ascari. Dave just got his car fixed. He's back out on track after that big incident in Curva Grande, and then, oh dear, that is a very, very broken car, and Dave does not have any luck, does he?
No, that looks like a dead engine. He's only got enough power for the dashboard, and the rear view camera, he's not got anything on the throttle at all.
Yeah, he is in the pits, unfortunately. That might be the end of Dave Wood. Really unfortunate. He's had no luck today. Why is all my cars froze? That's interesting.
I'm not sure Dave is in the pit. I've got him stuck on the outside of... Oh, there, fine. Now he's back in the pit. He was stuck on the outside of Ascari.
There we go. Game had a little bit of a glitch, but we're back. Yeah, is Dave still... I've got... Yeah, Dave is in the pits now, so yeah. Tim Bob's still going after his incident. He lost a wheel thanks to hitting Nick Manders earlier on, but he's still battling on and has made his way back up to 22nd. Just a second and a half behind Petter Jelinek, who Petter had to stop for 3.5 minutes. That's a big hit he had through Curva Grande. And he's going to be catching the likes of Bidet, Jelinek, Reinhardt. There's still some positions for Tim to be had here. He's just got to do his best to get it back into some kind of racing rhythm and see if he can make the best of his day. The gap at the front, Malvone is still leading 1.2 seconds now, clear of Aidan Carter. Probably looking for them to be pitting in the next 10 minutes or so, Ben?
Yeah, I'd guess so. But it's getting close to that point. Let's have a look. They've got about 29% energy, so 30 and under. I've only at 26, so that's a lot of fuel saving that people are doing there.
Well, if Aidan's, what did you say, Aidan was at 29?
Well, just gone down to 27. Malvone just gone down to 25. So we saved about 2% over him.
Probably not, he'll probably be looking over the next 10 minutes to save a lap.
That would be my guess. And he's dropped about a second and a half. So let's have a look as he comes down into the chicane. You do get the purple lights on the dashboard telling you to lift off and coast if you're trying to save a certain amount. Let's see. Yeah, there's lift and coast there. Aiden is trying to fuel save to make a strategy work, is my guess.
Let's go on board then. Let's have a look what Ben was just looking at.
See those lights flash at the side of the MFD? Those tell you to lift off at that point. And if you keep doing that over laps, it will calculate how long you need to do it for to save X amount of laps. I've never been able to make it work myself, but then I play from bonnet cam, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, no use for us, mate.
And I've never been very good at fuel saving anyway. So it's but yeah, he's definitely lifting around in sync with those lights. And that's just eking that fuel amount up, that virtual energy up bit by bit.
Yeah, as you can see, that was about just over 3% usage done for that lap. So that'll be Aiden will be trying to save a lap, I think, and 3% VE that you don't have to put in at the stop is probably about a second, maybe a second and a half saved in the pit stop. So
At the very least, it'll put him right on the back of Malverne with full energy.
Yeah, and it will be good race management from Aiden, knowing that still got half an hour left. I've got the pace to be able to keep up with Malverne. Let's actually save a little bit of time, save a little bit of fuel. Just keep in touch. 2 seconds, that'll be about enough, and see what happens in the pits. And if Aiden can jump Malverne in the pits, then they'll know that they can push on the second part of that race and really go for the win. So yeah, good management from Aiden, I think, this time around. Axon still having this battle with Nazarian, just under a second between these guys as well. And Daniel Benz, we haven't mentioned Daniel Benz. He's in a really good battle with Matt Townsend, really having a look at Matt Townsend as well for 11th position. These two McLarens doing fantastic. Daniel Benz actually started in 20th, so yes, there's been a couple of incidents from Dave and Nick Manders and Tim Bob and Petty LNX, so he would have gained some positions that way, but still only 4 positions, so another 4 have been gained on track. So that's good pace from Daniel Benz. His fastest lap is actually a 42 flat. So
Aiden Carter's off.
Oh, now that's interesting.
And he was gaining as well because Andrea was caught up behind Zach Silver in the 16th place McLaren.
Let's have a look then. Aiden then going through Parabolica.
Just ran it wide.
Yeah, just a bit too wide. Yeah, on the gravel, kept the foot in, but will have lost vital time to Malvone, and that's unfortunate for Aiden.
And he's not going to have the margin to fuel save that much time. He is going to have to press on now to try and catch back up.
Absolutely.
Dave is asking if he wants, if we would like him to come in and give us a driver perspective.
You're always welcome, Dave. We haven't had a driver interview for ages. Where is he? Come on, Dave.
I should probably message him back, couldn't I?
Bonjour.
Hello, Dave. Right, talk us through. You've had 2 massive incidents tonight. What went on?
The Ferrari is sketchy at best around Curva Grande. Lap 2 incident. How did it look on stream, by the way?
Spectacular.
Great. I got caught in the dirty air behind Petter. Backside to wiggle, I give a half lift to try cure it. Probably made it worse. Went into the wall, that was that. Ascari, a bit too much curb on the right-hander. I was in chat with it, I was trying to beat Aiden's time around and took a bit too much curb and then that was it. First time I've killed an engine.
You lost a
Other than
wheel
that-
as well. It was nearly hit. You know, it went over the top of the car. It looked spectacular.
I lost a wheel on the first one as well. It was interesting getting back to the pits. I'll be honest, I didn't shout in the chat, but I let everyone know that I'd span off, and I think that put Scrub off, which caused him to crash as well.
Oh dear! And we should see on stream. I think Aiden's having a bit of problem here with a back marker. It wasn't particularly moving very quickly out of the way, and that would have hindered Aiden a little bit there. But 3-second gap, probably a little bit too much now for Aiden to hope for a fuel save and a VE save and kind of jump in the pits. So it'd be interesting to see. So Dave, you had really good pace as well. You had pace in qualifying. It was just seemed to not be able to do much during in the race. It just seemed to get away from you.
I'm not a real racing driver. I'm a fake one, so I'll get the excuses out. Obviously, a lot of driving at the weekend, which you know about, Johnny. All day at a festival yesterday, just tired.
It's no excuse. It's just a poor excuse.
I'm not shutting them out like Aiden, though. Aiden is claiming that Malvone has some super secret setup because he claims he's about 10 kilometers slower down the straight. So we've all got our excuses.
Yeah,
I'm not sure he's that wrong, to be honest. There's definite speed difference between them in a straight line.
Well, the max kph for Aiden is 278.3. Malvone is 280.2. So there's only 2 kilometers an hour difference.
Aiden would make you believe that he's in a Beetle and Malvone's in a Porsche.
Dear. So yeah, well, we did say, didn't we, Ben? That we think that Malvone must be running at slightly less wing because on the straights was very, very quick.
Aiden claims he's zero. I don't know how true or whether he's getting the excuses in, but he was claiming zero wing. Malvone can't go any less than that, so it's an Aiden excuse.
Yeah. Absolutely, and Malvone is actually romping away as well, 3.5 seconds into the lead. But we have pit stops to come. We've had a few pit stops already. We've got requests for pits from Scotty, from Matt Townsend, and from Daniel Benz as well. So them three will be coming into the pits this time around, and then we'll have to see what's going on after the pit stops. I'm sure that there is positions to be made, but the leader seems to have disappeared. Baskar had that incident with Petr Jelinek, which has put Petr right down in 20th position. As we see Malvone into the pits.
Yep, dive for it. He was down to 6.3% VE. He's having to... it was going to be very sketchy how much he'd get out of another lap. But he's going to press on. Aiden carries on for another lap. He's got 7.5% VE on his dash. So it's going to be very, very tight on getting into the pits now. Even with fuel saving.
Well, it was 7.5 is about 3.5 a lap. I reckon Aiden might be able to get 2 laps out of this.
Very tight. He's not fuel saving anymore. He's throttling right through those lights on the side of the dash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Aiden was fuel saving a lot from what was being said.
Yeah, I bet they won't be now. They're trying to go as quick as they can. But if Aiden can get 2 laps extra over Malvone, that is going to be time saved in the pits. If Aiden can make some time up and throw in some quick laps as well over them 2 laps, then it's going to be a big advantage to Aiden. And Aiden will be looking to try and overcome that 3.5 second deficit after going wide at the Parabolica.
It depends where Malvone comes out in traffic too.
Yep. Well, let's go and have a look where Malvone actually came out. Let's see if I'm going.
Down in P8, about 3 seconds back from Tyler Hammer, taken on just under 70% VE. So that will definitely see him through to the end.
It was stopped for 37.5 seconds. So that's the magic number that we'll be having to look when Aiden goes into the pits. And how long Aiden stops for. But everyone, Baskar, Tomlinson, Bevan, Nazarian, Axon have all requested pits, as well as John Cotty, who's... I just want to point some out. John Cotty up in 10th.
Doing too badly.
What a
You
lad!
say that just as I caught somebody has to shortcut the chicane.
Yeah. But doing a great job. Obviously, has gained from people pitting, but and from people dying. But real good job. So Aiden has requested a pit now. I think this is Aiden's second lap, isn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah,
2.7 DEs on as he goes through the Lesmos.
yeah. So going to have more than enough.
What is Nazarian doing up in 50? He'll have a nosebleed up there.
Yeah, Nazarian's just gone in the pits. Nazarian's doing a great job, actually, holding off Temenga and Axon. Really having a good battle with these guys. Doing a really good job, actually. Looks strong in that Ferrari, so fair play. So Bascar actually stopped for 23 seconds. Bascar's back out and going as well. Dan Tomlinson as well stopped for 21.2 seconds. So Dan's actually, as you can see, just behind Bascar. Now, is Dan looking to try and get on the podium?
He's not far off. He's at 54% virtual energy, so he's a little bit less than Bascar, but he's got the speed to make up for it.
Absolutely.
If he can stick him behind the other McLaren in front, he's got the chance to make the move.
According to Tomlinson, the McLaren is a rocket in a straight line.
But also, interestingly, guys, I've just noticed Tomlinson and Bascar came out in front of Malvoni.
Wow.
So Malvoni is down in 5th. Aiden is in the pits. Tyler hasn't pitted yet, but has requested a stop. So your top 3, as it stands, is Aiden, Bascar, Tomlinson. So Aiden has stopped. So this is going to be really, really interesting to see what that time is that Aiden's got in the pits. Malvoni had stopped for 37.5 seconds. Aiden has stopped for 21.7. Suggests to me that Malvoni may have taken tyres. That would scream to me they've taken tyres. Aiden Carter making their way out of the pits. The total pit time for Malvoni was 1 minute 5 seconds, 57.3 seconds for Aiden Carter, and Aiden has shot out and comfortably into the lead.
Not only comfortably in the lead, had to hold his exit as well as a car was coming out ahead of him in the pits.
Incredible.
So he has done that perfectly.
Great strategy from Aiden. Them 2 extra laps, what you were saying, Johnny, is possibly won him the race.
Yeah, and Dan Tomlinson is up into 2nd. He's got past Bascar.
Pull that one off. That looks like it was done in Curva Grande. Just from where they are sat.
Shall we go and have a look?
Let's
have a look.
Brave man overtaking round there.
On the outside of Curva Grande.
Oh.
I kid you not, side by side as they're coming through Curva Grande, and Dan just holds it around the outside. Job done. Bascar didn't even fight it. Just thought, I'm not going to get involved with that. And Dan Tomlinson up into 2nd and only 8.8 seconds behind Aiden.
Great move.
Yeah. Apple picked his line very early. I think he sort of considered coming across to tuck him behind, but just thought better of it. Didn't want to tip the other car into a spin. Wow, that was...
If Bascar can stay right up the back of Tomlinson round the Parabolica, though, then he may get a run of the main straight himself.
Yeah, you see Bascar then. Let's go on... Right. On with... Aiden Carter, I think, is off. Aiden Carter is off.
Aiden Carter is?
Parabolica again has been the problem for Aiden Carter.
And he didn't take tyres.
Then McLarens are going to catch him down this straight.
Yeah, it's gone from a 9-second gap down to 1.5.
Oh, big swapper. Yeah, big swapper. And, just bang the wall as well. That's not going to be ideal. But this battle, Dan Tomlinson, Bascar, all within striking distance of Aiden Carter.
His tyres won't be very happy either.
No, they will have been absolutely shredded by that. And if he didn't take tyres, which I mean we suspect Malvoni did at the pits, if Aiden didn't, which looking at the amount of time he was stopped, it it would seem to indicate that was the case. After a couple of trips through that gravel at Parabolica, they are going to be feeling horrendous.
They are, absolutely, they are.
It's made an interesting race, though.
Definitely.
And Baskar is still chasing down Dan Tomlinson. Let's go on board and have a look what 3.5 tenths looks like to the back of that McLaren. One McLaren chasing another, both of them chasing down that Corvette of Aidan Carter. A little bit of a wiggle there from Baskar on entry to Ascari. Plenty of curb taken by both of them, and Dan has managed to hold fast through Ascari and maintain that gap to 3.5 seconds. And Baskar, off of his win yesterday in the GT3 class at Bahrain Endurance Layout, is again looking for another strong finish. And as we mentioned earlier on in the stream, Baskar will be joining the oNiD team drivers in a few weeks' time. So he's really putting on a performance, trying to take Dave's spot, I reckon.
How's Baskar joined the oNiD team? I didn't even know.
You see, magic.
That's why it's taken your spot.
Yeah.
No, you could have let me recruit him to the Sim Hound Academy team first.
No. Absolutely not.
That, to be fair, he's incredibly quick in these GT3s. I can't fault him. He's a good dude as well.
Oh, and he's got the runt.
Is he going to have a look
Malvoni
at this?
was starting to close behind, but lost it going into the chicane.
And all this
Problem
battling.
is, there's a giant Corvette-shaped object closing in ever so much.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that Malvoni is catching up, whether a couple of tyres or all 4 tyres. Suggests to me with 12 seconds difference, probably 15 seconds difference, that suggests to me that Malvoni probably took all 4 tyres.
Yeah, it's 5 seconds for 2 tyres. He'll have taken the full lot, and he's not out of the fight for the win here.
It's 12 seconds for 4 tyres, so it would kind of make sense.
Probably not a bad thing either, because these are going to be struggling. Aidan's going to be struggling now after a couple of spins. The tyres are getting old. They're not going to be old, you know. But you certainly can feed them when they get to kind of 70% on your tyre wear on a GT3. You can certainly start feeding it, and the lap time does go away. Whereas Malvoni is going to have very fresh tyres. It took a couple of laps to get them warm. There is that risk that you have to come out on cold tyres, but really now it should have really absolute stonking pace and still holds the fastest lap of the race with a 140.5.
A double slipstream as well going down here.
Yep.
I mean, these tyres, they're based on the real life WC ones. They do double stints. They're meant to go, and they pretty much are designed for that now. They go about, so that's about 80 minutes.
Well, at the weekend, I can't say too much, but I think we were going to try triple stinting.
Yeah, there's plenty of grip still in them, but you do start to feel that little hint of understeer closing in the front as you try and turn through corners.
Absolutely.
And there's not many slow corners around here.
Yeah, that wiggle from Baskar has actually made give Malvoni half a chance through Ascari, and has actually run into the back of Baskar there. You heard the clunk under the braking. That's not going to help the front of your car. If you've got damage to the front of your car, that's going to really make it really understeering.
Oh, flash of the lights as well from Malvoni there.
Reported.
I can't understand why Malvoni's angry.
No.
But
Well, you're the one who ran up his backside. Didn't even buy him a drink first.
he's going to have a great run down the straight here, though. And if Aidan's correct what you said about Malvoni's Corvette, this won't be very difficult. No, you can see the speed difference already.
Oh, that's brutal, isn't it? That's not going to feel nice. There's nothing you can do. Oh, chops across the nose there as he comes back onto the line.
Yeah, job done.
Prisoners being taken there.
No, Malvoni up to third and closing in on Dan Tomlinson. Dan Tomlinson actually has a higher kph than Malvone by 0.2. So there'll be an interesting battle between that McLaren and this the Corvette as they go down the straight.
Well, Hayden Carter's getting slightly caught up behind Andy Hearn. Just unlucky where he came across him going into the chicane, and he gets out of the way now as they come out onto the back straight. But that's cost about half a second back to Dan Tomlinson there.
Yeah, Andy not having the greatest of weeks in the Mustang, struggling, had a spin early on. Let's go and have a look quickly down the order. We've got Scotty is in the battle with Nazarian, and really, really close through going through the Lesmos now. The power of that Mustang should be able to just fly by the Ferrari as they make their way down to Ascari.
Not according to Alfie Bevan, he was complaining about the lack of top speed in the Mustang. He was claiming it was only hitting 270 kph.
Well, 277 in Scotty's Mustang.
Yeah, must have a much lower wing then, or Alfie's just race and driver excuses.
Alfie hit 280, just to put it out there.
What's now annoying at this point?
So, I smell BS. Dan Tomlinson, side by side with Malvone. That is going to be job done, I think, but Dan's fighting back.
Very tense.
If he can keep it alongside. And Malvone.
Very.
Newer tyres get and brake a bit later.
But Dan's not giving up, though. Dan is right there and probably will have to concede now. A little bit of the wiggle. You saw the wiggle of the McLaren there under braking. And that is job done for Malvone. Them new tyres have come good. Did concede a lot of time, but a spin for Hayden early doors might have just given Malvone a sniff of a win. 10 minutes to go.
He's got the time to do it. 3 seconds in 10 minutes at the rate that he's pulling.
Oh! That is a big hit and is absolutely sent Andy Hearn flying through the grass.
What?
That was... I don't know if he's caught out by Andy's braking there or he's just bumped him out of the way. I'm not quite sure.
I'm sure Andy will be terribly happy about that.
It looks like Malvone braked really late for Ascari because the lap before he give a little bump to Bascar as well, didn't he? So he must just have a later braking point.
Yeah, and he's got the tyre life to do it with that fresh rubber. So he's just been getting caught out by the cars around him not being able to brake at the same time he is.
Upper into success.
Yeah, none of that will be of much consolation to Andy Hearn, I suspect.
Yes.
Yeah, and that might affect, if Andy decides to report that might affect the outcome of this race as well. So Malvone will probably have that in the back of his mind, but he's got to catch up to Aidan Carter first, and Aidan is 3.3 seconds up the road and managing this race after a spin. Should have been 11 seconds up the road, but a big spin at Parabolica hindered that part of the race for Aidan. Scotty still in a massive battle with Nazarian and has got that one done this time around.
Possibly. Nazarian's come back. Scotty closing the door.
That was good from Scotty. I like that.
Nazarian comes back.
Nazarian? No, surely not. No, not quite.
Oh.
Although... Oh! You're not in a mini now, Scotty. That was a little bit naughty, but job done.
That was hip and shoulder, that one.
Yeah. Tim Bob's in a battle with Bidet for position. Come on, Tim.
He's got the run as well. Pops the... So he's going to have the inside of Curva Grande. That was a massive overspeed Tim had there. And
job done. Well done, Tim. Good pass. Got it done.
Tim, I know, unfortunate incident he was in earlier. I'm assuming it was caught on stream.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And a replay. Twice.
Oh. I think it's what happens when you have too many HUDs and displays on, because he was apparently checking data at the time. But That's his excuse anyway. But he's caught a edge on pure pace. So good on Tim Bob.
Yeah, good effort from him. That incident has left him 6 places down from where he qualified, but a good recovery nonetheless to get him off the foot of the table. Good effort. Baskar is not done with Dan Tomlinson yet. There is about a 6/10 gap between these two, but Dan's doing a solid job. But what is interesting, 1.2 seconds this time has come down. Malvoni is catching Aidan Carter with just under 7 minutes to go.
He's going to get on him. Aidan knows where to put a car to defend. It could come right down to the wire between these two. Okay, things I didn't expect to see in this race that I saw earlier. Alfie Bevan was bump drafting Andy Hearn down into down through Curva Grande. But I didn't expect to see that happening, but apparently it worked for them. He got an overspeed.
What position is Hearn?
And he's down in
16th.
pieces. 16th. Alfie was lapping him.
Let's have a quick check in with Alfie. He's done a solid race today, made 5 positions up. He's 4.5 seconds behind Atul Baskar and sitting currently in 5th. It's good effort from Alfie. He's done well. Temenga's done well as well, made up 8 places today. Started then in 14th and has worked his way forward inside the top 6. So good solid effort of Axon as well behind, just past Petter Jelinek and the blue flags, and Temenga is 9 seconds behind Alfie Bevan. Rounding out the top 10, Tyler Hammer in that Porsche doing a fantastic job. Not an easy car to drive, and he made the most of it. A top 10 finish for him today, he'll be pleased with as well, gaining 3 positions in doing so. And the man that's gained the most positions today, Daniel Benz, qualified in 20th position. He's currently sitting in 11th. Solid effort in that United Autosports and McLaren. Been very quiet, not someone we spoke about a lot over the last few weeks, but does a fantastic job and has done well today, and he'll be pleased with his efforts. The gap at the front is coming down. We'll keep an eye on it. It's 1.7 seconds now. So that gap is coming down, and coming down quickly as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Let's go give a bit of love. Charlie Morgan has done a fantastic job today in that Aston Martin. 14th, had some really good battles early on. Reinhardt has managed to jump him in the pits, but I'm sure Charlie will be looking to close that down in the last few minutes. Some of the rest has been quiet. We haven't heard much from Zach Silver, doing a good job. 12th position. After last week's had to retire due to his internet issues and lagging and stuff, he's come back stronger this week and done a really good job. And Matt Townsend has made that recovery work from an early instant at Ascari, which put him dead last and about 10 seconds behind everyone else. Has managed to work his way back up to 15th position. But for the last 4 minutes, I think we have to concentrate on Malvoni and how is he going to catch, where is he going to catch, and is he going to get past Aidan Carter?
1.5 seconds behind as they come through the Lesmos. It's
what, 2, maybe 3 laps left?
It's going to be tight.
I'd say 2. It's going to be very, very close.
You see the timer just coming down.
Yep, 7/10 quicker last lap.
And while this battle is happening, if you guys just think about your driver of the day when the race is finished, we'll be picking your drivers of the day and celebrating what they've done today. But Malvoni, 1.2 seconds now. He made 3/10 up through Ascari alone, though.
He's just got all that extra grip, hasn't he? He can just fling the car at the corners.
Yeah, working.
Flying.
Absolutely flying. 1.1 seconds. He got to about half a second before, and then he really struggled, didn't he? He got into that dirty air and took maybe 4, 5, 6 laps to get past Aidan. But that was when they were on the same amount of rubber. I wonder if this time that Malvoni will just get that pass done a lot easier, having more grip out of Parabolica and just be able to get the move done before Curva Grande. But this is going to be an exciting end to this race. Bascar and Dan Tomlinson are still battling it out for third position behind them. Bascar only 8 tenths behind Dan Tomlinson. And then the closest battle after that is Nazarian is battling Scotty for 8th position. But that is come down now. Look at that, Malvoni, only 8 tenths, 7.5 tenths. This is going to get really, really close.
Yeah, he made 3 tenths up out of the chicane there.
Yeah, it's the low speed corners where you need the grip coming out of them. These newer tyres was worth taking them in the pit, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that time coming down even further now. Just under 6.5 tenths.
As they traffic as well.
Yeah, as they go through Ascari, this will be a telling moment. You see the rear of Aiden's car not looking particularly happy. He's sliding it through the first part of Ascari. And that gap's down even further. And Aiden caught a little bit of the gravel there on the exit as well. So he's now down to half a second. And this will be, the last lap they're coming up to now?
Yes.
Yeah, Malvoni's going to be able to close right up through Parabolica, you'd think. Get the acceleration out.
Will Aiden catch the slipstream from the cars ahead?
He's going to hope he's going to have to, I think, because this is coming. This is coming quick. 4 tenths of a second. Last lap shootout here at Monza Curva Grande. Aiden Carter versus Andrea Malvoni. These two have been pretty much inseparable all race. Had a really good battle in the first half of the race. Different pit stop strategies have worked. Aiden got a nice big gap, but then actually had a big incident. They did. You heard that. There was a bit of a bump there. Malvoni just tried under the brakes. Got a lot better. We saw it earlier, didn't we? Have a lot better braking than the cars that are actually on older tyres, and he bumped into the rear of Aiden Carter there. And this is not done. 4 fresh tyres on Malvoni's Corvette. A big gap that's come down over the last few laps. And this is going to come down to 2 big braking zones. Ascari and the Parabolica. And who can make the move work? Is Aiden going to hold on? Is Malvoni going to make a last lap pass for the win? As they come through Ascari, Malvoni isn't close enough this time around. Can he get a better drive out of Ascari and down the final straight? Heading towards Parabolica. The gap, half a second. The slipstream, it's not going to come, I don't think. It's whether he can force a mistake out of Aiden into the last corner. Aiden puts it in the middle of the Parabolica. And I think Aiden is going to hold on for the win. The checkered flag is out. Aiden is going to win the round 3 of the GT3 Festival. Great win for Aiden Carter. Malvoni in second. Dan Tomlinson in third, and Atul Bhaskar in fourth.
What a finish.
Brilliant finish from these two. What racing.
One more lap, and I think Malvoni might have had him.
I do. Yeah, I think he would. I think he just had the pace, didn't he? He just had the pace to be able to. But Aiden, all credit to Aiden. Fantastic job. Got it done.
No, I'll never give credit to Aiden.
That's not very nice.
But no, great win. That was a great watch, to be fair. It makes me happy I've killed my engine because I got to watch it.
Guys, then, who are you voting for your drivers of the day? Ben?
For me, it's got to be Malvoni. It came so close, but that's making that strategy work, making an aggressive strategy to let himself fight through the pack again. It's exactly what we want to see people trying, and it came so close to working for him.
Yeah, Dave?
I'm split between Benz or Tomlinson. Benz P20 to, what was it, P11 he finished?
Yep.
And Tomlinson, great battles with Bhaskar in equal machinery. And it's a podium, and without meaning to sound like thing, but would anybody have guessed Tomlinson a podium when this race started?
No, absolutely not. So you go
split between them two. Tomlinson.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dan Tomlinson as well. Great drive from Dan. got it all the way up to
And,
third.
and as he said, he was on his last track limit warning with 40 minutes to go.
Yeah, fair play. So driver of the day is Mr. Dan Tomlinson. Well done, Dan. Well done on your podium. As you can see, then Aidan Carter wins by 0.8 of a second from Andrea Malvoni. Dan Tomlinson rounds out the podium with Bascar in fourth. Alfie Bevan made his way up to fifth. Anton Semenga sixth. His teammate Alan Axon in seventh. Scotty makes away into eighth. Nazarian inside the top 10. Good result for them. Tyler Hammer rounds out your top 10. Then we have Daniel Benz up to 11th. Zach Silver up to 12th. Reinhardt finishes 13th. Charlie Morgan didn't quite catch him in the end, but a solid effort from Charlie, 14th. Matt Townsend, recovery drive, up to 15th. Andy Hearn, a few incidents for Andy today, but he's finished 16th. John Cotty with a solid 17th. Be pleased with that effort. Frank Vevick, 18th. Dean Smith, 19th, in front of Petty Jelinek, who had that big incident early doors and recovered to 20th. Tim Bob recovers to 21st, but Day is in 22nd, and then the two DNS, Mr. Dave Wood, who's in the commentary box with us right now, and Nick Manders, who both had spectacular offs.
At least I put on a show.
Absolutely, absolutely, you did. Fantastic racing again today. Really good to see. The track conditions were really good, and the racing on track was just fantastic, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And I would not have expected a race to go that close to the end. It was just it's exactly what you want from a track layout like this. Slipstreaming battles and full on end-to-end action.
Absolutely. That is it from us, guys. We will see you. We will be back next Monday, where we head over to, don't know, somewhere. Where are we racing next week? I should know this, really.
Next week is Portimao, I think.
Oh, Portimao.
My favourite tracks. Excellent.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Portimao.
Yeah, it is Portimao round 4 next week, so that will be interesting one. Have we got the weather for that one? Is it going to be a wet one again? No, it's going to be nice and warm. So round 4 is Portimao next week. We will be back then, but we have got other events on this week. We have got a stream tomorrow night for the next round of the JCW Mini World Tour, where the guys will be heading to Sugo for 3 15-minute rounds. That will be live on stream with Aidan Howard tomorrow. And then we head on Wednesday, we go to the next round of the Sim Hound Academy, where they will be tackling round 3, and it will be Le Mans. Looking forward to that one. That will be on stream with Stevie and Dave, I think, or was it Sam and Dave?
Sam and me.
Sam and you. So that'll be Wednesday's offering in the oNiD Sim Hound Academy. That'll be an interesting one with some of the newer guys maybe doing Le Mans for the first time. And then Thursday, we're back with the next round of the British F4s as these guys then go to Snetterton 200 this week. So that'll be a good track to watch the F4s around. There was a fantastic round at Brands Indy last week. And then we finish the week off on Sunday with the 100 series, which will be live from about 7:30 on Sunday, where we will be tackling Le Mans, but a slightly different version of Le Mans. We will be doing the Mulsanne variant, which means no chicanes.
You're going to break the sound barrier going down there.
So that'll be a really good round. So that is your week. Make sure you tune in. Give us a follow. Give us a subscribe if you can. And we will see you all again. Me and Ben will be back next Monday. Are you back next Monday, Ben?
I am, yes.
Yes, so Ben will be joining me next Monday.
Hopefully I won't.
Dave will be joining us when he's binned it on that one. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, guys. Thank you for everyone in chat. It's good to see so many people chatting away. I hope you had a really good race, the people who have raced. And thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, guys.
See you there.
Bye-bye.